I think it was motherhood and transitioning because I did both things at the same time. Not a good plan.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
I transitioned out of the military when my son was 4 months old, and I thought that it was going to be so easy because I was like, oh, being in the military is so hard. And even when I gave birth to my son, my mom asked me how I was doing, and I was like, I got this. I went to Afghanistan. No big deal. And then people make birth like it's a really big deal, which it is, but then you still have the child with you, and they don't do what you expect, or at least they didn't do what I expected. And
What did you expect, and what happened?
I expected that my kid would sleep, and that and like when people would tell me about how I wouldn't sleep, I was like, people must be crazy. You can't live like that. And then I found out, no, they're not crazy. That's really what happened. And and I just expected that like I could get my kid to nap and get him on a schedule, and that everything that life was just going to be easy because I'd have all this free time because my kid would sleep all the time. And then he didn't sleep at all.
Gotcha.
And I just felt like a failure. That was like my biggest struggle, was having to deal with being like a perfectionist and an type A personality. And then when he didn't do what the book said because he was a person and not a book, I would say, oh, you're a failure, Amanda, because he didn't do X, Y, D, Z. And instead of looking at him as like a person. And the difference between my first son and my second son was like, my first son, I was like trying to control him to like fit into what I thought he needed to be and what would make me feel like I had accomplished. And with my second son, I was able to let go of that control and enjoy motherhood in a way that I didn't the first time.
Interesting that you said failure. When it didn't go the way that it didn't go the way that you thought it was. The book said. How did you get over that? How did you mitigate that? How did you push through that and understand that it's a person, not a book, and you got to be adaptable, and this is life, and there's joy in it as well. How did you get to that point from I'm a failure and life is terrible?
So it's actually in the video that you watched, but I got pregnant again with my second son, and I didn't know how much I was hurting inside. And then I got pregnant with my son, and I was so excited. Like once I saw that I was pregnant, I was so excited that I was going to be a mom again. And then I was also so terrified because of miscarriage and that I would lose him. And the whole time that my second son was growing inside of me, I realized not only how much I loved this baby who was growing inside of me, but also my first son, because like if I could have so much love for this person who wasn't even born yet, I knew it was coming from my oldest son and how I had learned to be a mom and how he changed me. And so it was kind of an interesting, it's kind of like weird to think about that my second son was what helped me learn how to be a mom when he was growing inside me. But he really showed me before he was born how much I did love my son and how much of a good mom I was and how much I cared for him.
Interesting. That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you gave me the, when it happened, but how does that manifest in that?
I don't know. That's like, and now it's been so long, I wrote a blog post a while ago, and it was called Dear Second Baby, and it was all about how he showed me how to love, or that I did love my oldest son. I just had this like overwhelming weight of failure that I didn't love my son enough, that I didn't do enough, and that I didn't. And then when I got pregnant and I was so excited and I had so much love for this baby who wasn't even here yet, it just kind of like woke me up to the fact that I did actually really love my son, and that I didn't need to be the perfect mom. It just allowed me to give myself grace.